On CBS this morning, we're hearing from two of the women who signed an open letter revealing sexual harassment in the national security community. More than 200 women signed the letter, claiming they survived sexual misconduct or knew someone who had. The letter says many women are held back or driven from this field by men who use their power to assault at one end of the spectrum and perpetuate, sometimes unconsciously, environments that silence, demean, belittle, or neglect women at the other. Margaret Brennan is at the State Department with their fight for change. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning. 223 national security professionals issued an urgent call for action. They've all been trained to help protect Americans. And in this letter, they're asking America to protect them.
If folks haven't been directly affected, they know somebody who has. And that whisper network has become more than a whisper. It's become a roar.
What do you think was the trigger?
I think, part of this is this national moment. All of these women shouldn't have to put on armor to be with their coworkers.
Jenna Ben-Yehuda, a former Intel analyst and State Department official, said the recent wave of high-profile sexual harassment cases sparked a conversation among her fellow national security professionals.
It took so little effort to get so many women, 223 women.
Each of those officials, including nearly 70 current and former U.S. ambassadors, as well as individuals from the CIA, Pentagon, and White House, signed their name urging action. The letter, entitled #MeTooNatSec, was co-authored by Ben-Yehuda, who wrote, quote, "We too are survivors of sexual harassment, assault, and abuse, or know others who are. It's everywhere. How will you protect, empower, and defend the women who serve our nation?" Ambassador Gina Abercrombie Winstanley said she grappled with multiple sexual harassment experiences.
I didn't tell people at work because it was just one of those things that you had to deal with.
She said that despite rising to high ranks over her 32-year career, that still did not protect her from unwanted advances from a congressman during a meeting in the late 1990s.
Someone trying to kiss me. So, it was clear that it was not, it wasn't part of the policy discussion. And I said, "Very kind of you, no thank you." Again, I'm of a generation where my mother raised me to understand this was part of the cost of being in a male-dominated profession.
But the ambassador told us she does not want the next generation to have their work suffer from having to manage around the misbehavior of male coworkers.
Why aren't we defending the women who took the oath? It's time.
Ben-Yehuda and other professionals shared concerns that even when harassment or sexual assault is reported through official channels, no immediate action is taken. She recalled sitting in morning meetings, listening to her coworkers demean women.
I was frequently the fly on the wall as some very senior men sat around a table and talked about who they thought was most attractive.
The letter says existing policies meant to prevent harassment are often weak, under-enforced, and can favor perpetrators.
They're tired of not being listened to or heard. So to all of those women, we say, we hear you. And we are listening, and we're calling on people to make it stop.
When contacted by CBS News, the State Department says it has determined that additional resources are necessary to make sure allegations are investigated. The White House, the Pentagon, and Homeland Security said they're reviewing their existing policies, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence said that if they do find there are silos where reporting is discouraged or retaliation happens, they will focus. Gail?
All right. Once again, the conversation is continuing, and that is a good thing. Thank you very much, Margaret Brennan.